So how are we gonna get into this place without being detected and immediately killed?
You dig holes now.
The only plan that I had in general was going to be I talk to Kyarlov and you get in.
So there's like 3, 4 guards?
Maybe we should go higher.
6?
20?
Higher.
50?
Higher.
17.
How many people are here? Her body is actually scheduled to be given out as an offering.
We know that her items are in the treasure room. She's on the second sub-level. She's being shipped out tomorrow night at 6 p.m. as an offering to the Lich, Carl.
You shouldn't have spoken at all, because dragons don't speak. They screech, and you should have just done that instead.
Et ideo in draconis intrat firmamentum.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the Odd Campaign, Season 3, Episode 32. The heist continues, my dear listeners, as all of my lovely players are sat around me. I am Quentin, your dear GM, and we're going to go around the table so you are familiar with everyone.
Hi, I'm Emily, and I'm here today to hopefully not have to do anything. But if I do, I have been covering as a Sierra Maria Elena de Umbra Draconia, and I really don't want this to go south. Okay? Okay.
Daniel.
Okay, we need to get someone to draw that scene because, Wilson and Sal just going, Daniel, and Daniel being like, I have many regrets in my life, and sitting here is one of them.
Daniel.
How would Celia?
Daniel.
I think Daniel would only listen to Celia if she would do it. Well, anyway. Hi, everyone. My name is Daniel, and I play Daniel because I'm original. I am the resident cleric and healer of the group, and right now I am impersonating food. Well, not food, but treasure. I'm in a dumbwaiter. I'm having a great time. Slightly terrified of dying, perhaps.
And I'm Mohit. I play Sal/Ash. Currently, I am also, in the treasure room where Daniel was. Now he's in the dumbwaiter, and I have a little bit of time before the dumbwaiter gets back, so hopefully I don't mess things up. I am known to be the resident screw-up of the group, and hopefully that doesn't continue with this episode.
Honestly, you've been doing a fantastic job.
I think so too. Yeah.
Both of you did
both of us
very well
good,
last session. And we're going to hopefully maintain that momentum and pick right where we left off. With Daniel descending down the dumbwaiter, you will be there in a box, going down for quite some time. These do not move notoriously fast. In fact, they move quite slow, and you are unsure about how far of a distance you are to travel. So we'll have to catch back up with you in a moment. So, however, you are having the time of your life, surrounded by more gold than you have ever seen.
Yes, sir. I am just grabbing it by the handfuls. Can I perception check any magical items like light armor or fancy strings? Yeah. Oh, I rolled a 18.
In this room, there's a number of intriguing things. Per your description of magical items and strings as well, more specifically, you cast Detect Magic, and you see that there are indeed a number of magical artifacts in here. Interestingly enough, one of them appears to be a painting, seems to have a magical aura on it.
Probably sucks people into the painting.
You have been able to locate a few potions as well. A scroll weapons, a short sword, a hammer, and a javelin.
Okay.
And even a full-scale harp in the corner, which has gold strings.
Oh, I can't carry that. Okay. However, I could take the strings, I guess, hypothetically. Yeah, I'm going to do that. I want to take the potions.
Okay, you take both potions?
Uh-huh.
You're unsure what they do as of right now?
Yes.
But you can take both potions. There are 2 of them.
I want to grab both the short sword and the hammer.
Okay.
The hammer for Daniel.
Stop. Hammer time.
And then the painting, you could probably trap someone in this painting. I'm like 100% confident that's what this painting does.
Looking at the painting somewhat further, you can tell the school of magic is illusion, and the painting seems odd and obscured. Looking at it, you are able to see the vague outline of a serpentine creature in a storm, looking down on a man on top of a mountain who is facing the creature with the sword held high. But there seems to be almost a magical obscurity surrounding the creature in the sky, making it hard to determine its exact size or shape.
Okay. Do I have space? Like, do I actually have to carry this all by hand?
Yes.
Okay.
You have nothing to carry it in.
And it's a pretty big painting.
It's a very large painting.
Okay.
Like a 4-foot tall painting.
I can take the strings off the harpsichord, I'm assuming. Does the harpsichord have magic?
It appears as if the harpsichord and its strings are magical.
Okay. I can't carry the full-size harpsichord, so I'm going to take the strings.
You have time to get about 4 strings off of it before the dumbwaiter sounds like it is coming back upwards.
On the way to the dumbwaiter, can I just grab a bunch of gold pieces?
Sure. Now, I will like to inform you that all of these things have weight.
I'm a very strong man, Quentin. Okay. Yes. I know you're impressed with my plus 11 modifier to my strength.
No, not modifier. That is your total score.
No, that's my modifier.
No,
don't listen
your
to Jay. He has no
modifier
idea what he's
is
talking
0.
about. Quentin's literally never played Pathfinder before, okay? Don't believe him. All right?
So at best, I will be generous and say that you can carry 200 coins in addition to what you have on you.
200 gold pieces?
Well, we'll say 200. You can carry 250 gold pieces.
All right.
On top of a hammer, a short sword,
magical hammer.
all of these solid gold harpsichord strings, which also are somewhat hefty.
My guess is the sword is related to the painting. That's my guess, but okay. Yeah, I got it. Cool. Let's do it. I took the 4 harp strings, 250 gold pieces, short sword, hammer, both magical, and 2 potions of unknown variety.
Very true.
Okay. Cool. Now I'm going to get in the dumbwaiter.
And by the time you are done looting the room to the best of your ability, it does appear as if the dumbwaiter comes back up empty. So, for better or for worse, Daniel isn't there.
Yeah, I'm gonna get into the dumbwaiter and let's do this. Let's get down.
And you descend, similarly to the way Daniel did but a few moments ago, with a long, slow, and arduous journey. But eventually Daniel did reach the bottom, and as it came to a slow and gradual halt, you noticed that there was a latch and a door that you could lift.
So I'm just going to very cautiously open the door and see if I can hear or see anyone just outside of there.
Roll a stealth check to see how quietly you can lift this door.
I am not opening this stealthily at all. I rolled a 5.
Opening this door is very awkward because there's no handle for you on the inside. Who opens a dumbwaiter from the inside? That's like stupid. So you're like fumbling about, trying to like shimmy and just use the friction of your hand, like pushing it up, trying to make a crack to get your fingers up, and it like kind of jostles it around, and the wood kind of clinks in place around the metal slats. Eventually you do get it open, though, enough that you can peek through.
So should I roll a perception check?
Go ahead.
To see?
Yeah. Because you said you just wanted to open a little.
Yes, exactly.
So you have a small crack where if you rest your head against the floor of the dumbwaiter, you can kind of like peer through it. There's only like about 2-3 inches of a crack.
This man knew what I was thinking.
It's my job.
I didn't want to be like, oh, hello. Oh, you're all going to kill. Okay, goodbye.
So can someone push the elevator button to send me back up before you kill me?
Yes, okay, goodbye.
Then I'll trap myself in the treasure room for the rest of eternity.
Well, we have the teleportation scrolls. We'd be fine. 30.
Nice.
You can't see too much. It seems as if the dumbwaiter is contained in its own separate room, almost. which has some boxes, crates, and various artifacts set aside on tables. It appears as if currently no one is in this room.
All right, so I'm going to open it the rest of the way and climb out, and then send it back up.
Climbing out, you notice that there is the button directly to the right of the dumbwaiter with a little up arrow, and you can push the button, sending it back upwards.
I'm going to look down at my hand to see where the ring that Celia gave me earlier is pointing now.
So you are currently facing the dumbwaiter. It is pointing back towards where the door of the room is, and a little bit to the right.
Okay,
Wait,
so
I gotta think. A little bit to your current. Which finger are you wearing it on?
Left.
Right.
Which finger?
Left. No, a hand is what I meant. Sorry. Which hand are you wearing it on?
My left.
It's pointing back and to the right, because it doesn't matter which way you turn. It will still always be pointing to the right. Got it. I was like, orientation. If he turns, won't it move? And I'm like, wait, no, that's stupid, because it would move to wherever the object is. You're good. Yes. Back and to the right is where the ring is pointing.
Okay, so I'm just going to wait for Sao here because.
So, after but a few moments, you do notice that Sao was relatively punctual and eager to join you in your quest. But it did take another 4 or 5 minutes in order for the dumbwaiter to go down.
So we're not invisible anymore.
So two things. One, you are unfortunately no longer invisible. Your sound is no longer muffled. On top of that, however, as you entered the dumbwaiter, you heard a very disgruntled and irritated and loud voice bellowing throughout the halls of the manor as you were descending.
That's our guy. That's our guy.
Did Daniel hear this as well?
No, you are currently very, very far underground. It took you 5 or 6 minutes sitting in a dumbwaiter in a very cramped, almost borderline claustrophobic-inducing room to get down here. So you can assume that you are relatively deep underground.
Okay, yeah, that's
Comfortably far away from a angry man who, thankfully, you don't even know he's angry.
So, how was your trip down, Sal?
He's really mad. Carl's really mad. I came down here. I also have this. Here you go. And I give him the hammer. It's magical.
Daniel is going to tentatively take the hammer and put it in his inventory. All right, well, we should probably make ourselves invisible and muffle ourselves once again.
All right, keep in mind, this is our last casting. This is my last thing of casting invisibility, so...
In which case, why don't I take a peek around the corner?
Alrighty, cool.
So Daniel's going to go to whatever the door or exit for this little sub-room was and see if he can perceive any noise or see anyone.
So, as you open the door, you can see that perhaps the information that you were given wasn't the most accurate. You are indeed in the underground facilities, but it doesn't appear like this room is in the barracks at all. It seems to be actually opposing the barracks. When you look out, you can see across from you is another small subset building in a very large, cavernous underground facility. There seems to be a separate structure opposing you, which looks like there has people in it, and that's a barracks. And peering out, you can see to your right, there are a large number of workers. There's about 6 or 7 people actively moving and communicating with one another as they move large crates with unknown contents.
I'm going to turn back to Sal and tell him telepathically, okay, well, Asira may have been a little bit off with her information, but regardless, we should still be able to find Elias.
Yeah.
Also, I have a quick question. If I turn the ring 90 degrees, would it tell me the rough direction vertically?
Indeed it does.
I'm going to turn the ring 90 degrees.
It appears as if it's pointing slightly upwards, not too high, but it seems like it would still be on this floor, but maybe towards the top of this room and cavern. Because when you peeked your head out, you could tell that the room you are in is only 10 feet tall, but the ceiling of this large cavernous area is about 30 or 40 feet. So she may be stored on a very high shelf.
Okay. Well, good news is We're on the right floor. Bad news is, I think she's higher up. Like she's on a tall shelf somewhere.
Alrighty. Yeah, you're pretty tall, Daniel.
I am 6 feet tall.
Yes.
I'm not 40.
Okay, we'll reach there somehow. Alright. We could dimension door up to her location. I don't know.
That's actually not a terrible idea, now that I think about it. We just have to figure out where she is.
Yeah, okay. Well...
Okay, so now we should cast...
Both of you, real quick, can you roll a perception check for me?
15.
16.
Wait, 15 and a 16?
Yes.
Strong rolls all around.
You hear footsteps approaching the room, and you hear voices, though you cannot make out what they're saying. But it seems as if they're walking in your current direction.
Okay.
Cast invisibility now, yeah.
I'm also going to cast Muffle on ourselves, so we're harder to hear.
Cool.
Right, invisibility first, and then muffle. Both of them go off without a cinch. And you are now once again in stealth mode.
Stealth mode.
But as you have finished this up, you do hear the handle to the door of the room begin to jiggle and open as two individuals seem to be coming in this very cramped room, which seems like it was only made to fit at most 4 people.
Daniel is going to absolutely hug the wall and stay as far away from them as possible.
Same. I'd probably be closer, I don't know, I'd just, find some crevice and hug the wall and stay there.
All right. As you hug the wall, you can also roll a perception check for me.
And then they're going to say something like,
26.
I can't wait to dispose of that Elias lady. And then she's held in room 2B. We have all the doors labeled by numbers here. Yeah.
You imbecile! How is it possible that you have lost the key? You were the last one in the horde. Who else could have possibly misplaced it? I'm sorry, I don't remember having anything. I put it back right in the dresser where he said. Fool! Do you know how outraged he's going to be? It would be your head, not mine. All right, well, I can see if I accidentally left it in the hall. I'll take the dumbwaiter up. I'll be able to fit. You will be by the time I'm done with you.
And you can see as the one guy... So there are 2 individuals. One seems to be very tall and slender in a long, flowing white and black robe. And he seems to be currently shoving this smaller individual into the dumbwaiter quite forcibly.
Okay, so he is very distracted with himself shoving.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm going to take this opportunity to leave.
Same. I will follow Daniel as
All
well.
right. Roll stealth to open the door without them noticing. They are quite distracted, however.
23.
Remember, you do not add the invisibility bonus to sound-based things.
Yeah, I know.
Okay,
I'm just
perfect.
adding my typical...
Okay, so 17 plus 4 is 21.
Wonderful. You both are able to seamlessly glide the door open gently and walk out into this cavernous hall. This very large and open facility. There is the one structure directly opposing you, which I said is somewhat of a building. But other than that, you can now clearly see this large open work area with multiple tables, these mechanisms with pulleys which are heaving up person-sized crates to various sub-levels where there are slots which they get pushed into.
So is a worker pushing them in, or is it just a machine pushing them in?
There are about 4 to 6 workers out here currently.
Gotcha. Okay.
And they are manually moving all of these boxes and utilizing these pulley systems and like almost gondola-esque equipments.
Could I roll a perception check or a knowledge engineering check to see if one could climb these shelves?
You could, I guess that you could use knowledge engineering for that. But I wouldn't even need to have you roll your knowledge engineering so high. You can infer that each of these like cubby-esque almost slots in the wall are only about like 2 to 3 feet tall by like 3 feet wide. And there is a little bit of foot room where you could stand on one cubby. But the next cubby up is around about 3 or 4 feet above it. So if you stood on the base of one and were to reach, your hands could probably just barely grab the top of the next one. but you would have to then pull your entire body weight up and get your feet on the base of the next one. So it would be immensely difficult and a very arduous task of strength for you to accomplish.
Right, and I have a strength mod of 2, which isn't bad.
You could foreseeably accomplish this, but you're not quite so sure about your bard compatriot, and even once you got up there, you aren't sure how you would get this very large box and its contents down.
Who said I was getting it down?
I mean, what do you intend on doing once you're up there, I guess, is the better...
Teleporting.
TP.
Let me read teleportation. Can you teleport the whole box with you? What is your... you should be able to make that work, because you are allowed to teleport any objects with you so long as it does not exceed your maximum carrying capacity. But maximum carrying capacity is pretty big.
high.
It's like 500 or 600 pounds, because you can drag like 5... Well, no, wait, maximum load. I don't know.
Is this the supposed box with Elias's remains?
Yes, this would be a supposed box with Elias's remains. I'm trying to see what maximum load is considered.
Heavy.
Yes, a heavy load is considered your maximum load. Now, you can perform various other maneuvers, such as dragging it to exceed moving something that is your maximum load. But a maximum load for a character of your strength score is only 200 pounds.
I would have to give Sal some stuff.
You would have to empty out your pockets of some of your McGubbins.
Okay, Sal? So, because Elias is somewhere up there, I'm gonna have to get up there, and then I'm gonna use teleport to leave. Once I do that, you're gonna have to do the same thing.
Cool.
But because Elias is a pretty big person and she's in this heavy box, I'm gonna need you to take some of my stuff.
Sure thing, bud.
Okay, so I'm going to give Sal, say, the hammer and a few other things. I'm just going to take my spear.
I'm appalled that he's returning my gift. Move on.
The only thing you're taking is your spear, and...
Yes. Probably some rope.
Are you wearing any armor?
Ah, yes, I am wearing armor. I'm gonna keep that on because it's quite light.
That's fair enough.
And spear, armor, rope, I think that's all I need.
So you can keep all of those objects in your inventory, so it won't be a difficult task of handling all of it. I will say that I do not foresee the rope being able to help you too much in this climb.
Right.
Like, the rope would help you get back down.
But we're not
you're
planning on
not
that.
planning on that. So getting back up, you're just kind of climbing through the slits. You could even potentially use one of the gondolas, but it might be a little precarious because someone might see a gondola moving without a worker in it, which would be a little strange. But all you have to do is get there.
Right. Or I could hitch a ride on a gondola that's already moving.
Certainly could.
So I'm just going to take my spear and my armor. I'm going to keep looking at my left hand and the ring and, switching between turning it 90 degrees and flat to see if I can locate where Elias's body is.
All right. Sounds wonderful. So you are able to invisibly maneuver your way through a couple of workers which you had to precariously dodge as they were walking in a somewhat similar path as you, but eventually you were able to find the exact column in which Elias's body is presumably being kept in. But again, it is telling you upwards is your main barrier currently, because you are unsure exactly which row it is in.
Right. So climbing, what kind of check would that be? Acrobatics or...
It is going to be a climb check, because that is a skill in Pathfinder that everyone neglects.
Indeed, including me. Okay. At least we know the column now. I guess I'm gonna try hitching a ride on a gondola that has just loaded someone and take it up so I can avoid some of the climbing.
All right, so you are able to wait out for about a few minutes. You don't want to wait too long so that your visibility expires, but within a reasonable amount of time, you're waiting 2-3 minutes to see if any gondola is being loaded up to go upwards. And eventually you do see that someone is loading 2 or 3 of these boxes and heading on a gondola.
So I'm just gonna get on it.
Okay, so the contents of the person and the boxes they are carrying takes up the majority of the space inside the gondola, unless you were to stand directly next to the person or on top of the boxes themselves.
Oh, I was going to stand on top of the boxes,
Okay,
but obviously making sure to grab onto something.
sure. So I would require, as it is moving, to roll an acrobatics check. This is a very low DC. This is just to keep your balance to make sure you don't fall off.
14.
You are able to shakily keep your balance and stay more or less undiscovered. It doesn't seem as if anyone has noticed you yet. And you are heading upwards, but you are not in the correct column anymore, so you will have to go a little bit over to the left, it would appear. But you successfully made it up about 4 rows. It seems like you still need to go a little bit further up, but the person is stopping here, and they are attempting to move one of the boxes now.
All right, so I'm going to get off and get onto the storage cubby things.
Okay.
And-
So I will request an acrobatics followed by a stealth check to make sure that you jump into this cubby hole without falling, and then that you do it quietly enough that no one notices.
Oh, he didn't see it. Reroll it. He didn't see it yet. Quentin, look, a bird.
A bird? Oh my goodness.
In your-
Underground? That's amazing.
I thought it was a 20 at first, and now I want to cry.
Would you roll
Can
it?
I assist him in any
No, you
particular
are
way?
down at the bottom, and I would
Yeah.
say you're viewing this, but you're not because he's invisible.
Because if I was viewing it, I could cast silence. Oh wait, no, I can't because I'm out of level 2 spells. Yeah.
You're kind of
Yeah.
just standing to the side right now, but you are seeing as perhaps there's a shift change or something, but there are a large number of individuals coming out of the barracks currently, and it seems as if the amount of personnel active on the floor has almost doubled at this point. So Daniel, what was your roll? Meanwhile, a 2 total for your acrobatics.
No, not total. It's a 7 total.
Roll a climb check for me.
Do you want a different die?
Let's try it, because
I'll let you reroll with a different die. That's fine.
I need to look up what the odds of that are. I'm genuinely
Rolling what, 2 2s?
Yes, in a row.
I'm pretty sure it's like 1 in like 400 chance or something.
16 for the climb.
Jumping from the gondola, you fall short of your targeted destination. Clattering against the walls with your armor, scraping with your hands, you attempt to find a foothold, but unfortunately, there's almost nothing for you to grab. There are the various other slits, but every time you try and grasp, your grip is too weak to catch your falling body weight, because now it's not just your body weight you're attempting to carry, but it's the gravity that's pulling you down. You aren't able to slow yourself down enough to get a grip of anything, and unfortunately, you do fall with a loud thud in the middle of the cavern. And there are a number of eyes which are turning to your position. Thankfully, you are still invisible, but roll a perception check.
30.
19.
Sal, you have been able to, unfortunately, hear what happened, and you hear a very loud and metallic thud as it hits the ground, and you see as some rubble and debris is sent flying from the cave floor over in the direction where you are certain that Daniel just went. And Daniel, you can see as a number of individuals are currently walking your way, and they are communicating.
What was that? Something must have fell. I hope it wasn't the cargo. Quick, look after it.
And you see as about 5 individuals are making their way over to you currently.
So I am just going to go back to the column that I was trying to get to originally.
Roll a sound-based stealth check for me. So you won't add your invisibility plus 20.
I'm just genuinely curious what will happen here.
Good rolls.
There we go. So I rolled this was a... Do I add anything to this one? I'm sorry.
If you have muffled cast on yourself, it would be the +4 plus any stealth bonuses.
Thank you. So 19 total.
You are able to relatively seamlessly slip past 3 of the guards. They are unable to see you, and it seems as if they're oblivious, more concerned about if any cargo fell, but as they can't see anything, they are quite perplexed about what just occurred. They clearly heard something very loud just crash down, but there's nothing on the ground floor. But as you are attempting to sneak away back towards the column, you see that there's a Dezuriac currently down in these facilities, and it turns its head at the sound of your footsteps. Perplexed by the lack of sight, it does start walking in your direction, though, because it is certain that it is hearing something that it cannot see.
Sal, I might need a bit of a helping hand here. There's a Desiriac, and I
need to distract him, like, going some other direction.
I need you to make a very loud sound, basically.
Okay. I have one of my gold pieces. Do I see the Desiriac?
You can see that the Desiriac is currently walking away from the pack of the 4 other guards.
Okay, so I need to basically distract them in the opposite direction that Daniel is.
That could assist, yes.
Okay, I'm gonna try to throw a gold piece to the opposite direction of where Daniel is.
As you launch the gold piece, it seems to clatter and clink across the ground in the cave, and it does seem to turn a number of heads, but the Desiriac pauses for but only a moment, but then, perplexed still by the sound it hears, continues to follow after your friend Daniel. Though you have given him a little bit more space and time, the Desiriac is still about 15 feet behind Daniel. Daniel, you are now at the column that you wished to arrive at, but the Desiriac is not that far behind you. If you would like, you could roll an intelligence check, and I could give you a hint-ish.
Sure, I'm gonna do that.
What does Ghost Sound cantrip do?
Oh, Ghost Sound is a phenomenal cantrip that makes a sound appear at a targeted location of your choice.
Okay. Ghost Sound. Hear the ghost sound behind the, like, around the person.
Okay.
Like away from, around
What
Desiriac.
sound are you choosing?
I'm choosing a similar sound to Daniel's fall behind
Or the footsteps.
or footsteps, yeah.
It requires vocal, somatic, and material component.
Of a bit of wool or a small clump of wax. Do you have either a bit of wool or a small clump of wax?
Well, he has his clothing.
I do.
Is it wool clothing? Or I thought you were a very fashionable, more like satin kind of fellow.
Yeah, it was satin. Actually, no, it was. I'm wearing a silk bodysuit. It's silk.
That's it?
Silk is, well, he's wearing his satin and then his silk bodysuit.
Underneath,
but
yeah.
Neither of those are made of wool.
That's true. Okay. I guess not. What can I do? I can cast Deep Slumber. Just instantly knock him out. I can also cast Hideous Laughter on him. Make him just laugh uncontrollably for no reason.
The world is your oyster.
All right.
I will say, however, that Deep Slumber, you would have to get a good bit closer to the end.
All right. I'm going to cast Hideous Laughter, just makes him laugh like crazy. I'm going to cast Hideous Laughter on him.
You do need a tiny fruit or a feather.
To cast Hideous Laughter?
Apparently, there's a material component.
Alrighty. Okay.
Do you have a feather or a tiny fruit tart?
Tiny fruit?
A fruit tart
It
or
says
a
a
fruit?
tiny fruit tart.
Oh, okay, that's different than a fruit.
It very is, quite interestingly enough. I don't know why it says very specifically a tiny fruit tart and a feather.
That's so weird.
It's not even an or, it is an
I
and.
don't have that. Okay, hold out. Let me look
Deep
up.
Slumber does not have any material components, which...
Deep Slumber does not, but I have to get closer. Okay, I'm going to use Deep Slumber on him. I'm going to basically walk closer.
So I would require you to roll a sound-based stealth check.
13.
A number of individuals seem to turn in your direction as your footsteps kind of echo throughout the caverns. But you are within range of the Desiriac now. You had to get within 40 feet of him in order to properly cast your spell. What is the will save I have to pass for that?
18.
I don't think their will is too phenomenal. It is not. And you see as the individual before you collapses onto the ground, and
Yes.
you hear him begin to snooze. And as everyone was concerned about the vague footsteps they heard in your direction but moments ago, they are now more concerned about their fellow worker who suddenly collapsed in the middle of the workplace, and they're all rushing to aid him. You may have bought Daniel some time.
Thank you, Sal. That was appreciated.
Yep, no problem. Anything from my best friend.
Daniel is going to start trying to climb up the rows and rows of caskets.
Okay, what was your intelligence check, by the way?
I rolled a 15.
Okay, so you...
Wait, did you want me to add anything to that?
your intelligence roll, your intelligence modifier.
So that's 20. It's a little
Smart
different.
boy.
So you, having had a little bit of time, you started to think about what your options were, weighing the possibilities. You could continue down your current path, just attempting to climb up to her current location while everyone is currently around, or you did recall that Asira mentioned that during the night shift there are significantly fewer workers. So potentially, if you could find a place to hide and wait out till this evening, you would have less people that would potentially notice your actions. though you wouldn't have the benefit of having invisibility cast on you. So it's a catch-22.
Not a good idea.
I'm just going for it, frankly, because I can't wait that long.
Go ahead and roll your climb check to see if you can scale these slots in the wall.
It's a 9. It's a 9. It's a 9. 100% that's a 9.
9 total?
I don't have anything in climb.
And no strength.
Well, his strength mod's a 2, so it'll be an 11.
Wait, shouldn't you add the... That just means he's not able to climb it, right?
We'll just say he tries again.
Trying for a significant portion of time, you can roll for each one of your attempts. I will let you know that you will have to get 5 successes in a row of a DC 15, which means your minimal roll would have to be a 13.
Okay.
5 times in a row.
That's not bad, yeah. Do it.
Best of luck to you, Daniel. If you have anything that could assist you...
He's searching up the Google dice.
So, 14 for the first one.
14. So the problem is effectively each time you're climbing up to a new slot, you have to do a full muscle up to get to the next level. And that's where the difficulty is coming through.
So I rolled a 15, so 17.
So 17, you would be able to get up to the next level, so you are now only 4 away. You are realizing that with each attempt, it is rather time-consuming, and you have already spent a decent amount of your invisibility. You know that you have about half of it left, but you do not know how much longer you will have to climb up this relatively sheer face. Perhaps an alternative maybe need to be thought of.
Okay, so I don't think climbing is gonna work. This is just... no. Can you use your dimension door to get to the 5th slot?
Yes. I have 1 casting of it left. I'm gonna walk to Daniel.
Well, where's Daniel?
Daniel is by the bookshelf. Daniel, guide me.
There's not a bookshelf.
Okay.
What are
Or
you...
not the bookshelf, sorry.
You're like...
Not the bookshelf, but the giant 5-floor thing. Okay?
So I'll just...
Daniel.
You play a wonderful game of tic-tac-toe trying to figure out the row and column that Daniel's currently in.
Okay. Daniel, I am exactly at this corner. Guide me to your spot. To give me the amount of steps in approximation that you think I might have to reach, like, north, south, east, and west.
That's right, because you can't see him.
Yeah.
So neither of you can see one another, and you're trying to direct each other to one another's location.
Are the columns and rows labeled?
They are not.
Why?
The boxes are labeled.
Okay, so I can tell him...
Do you see B15 over there? Yes, that's my favorite box.
So I can tell him, which boxes are on the ground level.
And he is eventually, after about a minute, able to find his way over to you. You have about 4 minutes before your invisibility fades away. And eventually, you two are able to meet with one another.
Okay, so now you can dimension door me up there, and then I can take Elias, and I'll teleport out.
Can we both dimension door up there?
Yes, you would both be up there.
Yeah, okay. Dimension door!
You currently have muffled sound active, so I will have to roll for spell chance failure. The spell succeeds.
Thank you.
You are good.
Thank you.
Now, however, once you reach there is very limited footing available. I need both of you to make your guys' choice of either acrobatics or climb, whatever is your best skill, roll to make sure that you can either keep your balance on the thin ledge or grab onto something to stay there.
24.
16.
Both of you manage, after your dimension door, to stabilize yourself in one way or another, either balancing or grabbing hold fast. And you see the box, which is labeled Elias Aman, currently is before you.
Cool. Okay. All right, my work here is done. TP out.
All right.
No, I'm kidding. That's
You both do have spell scrolls of teleportation, which was given to you by Celia.
So where are we going?
So you can have that conversation with Daniel.
Daniel, where are we going?
Does messaging with the game work down here?
You can message other people who are on this plane of existence.
Perfect. I'm going to ask Celia, where do you want us to teleport? I'm thinking we could teleport back to the Ziriac town because it's friendly, and we're teleporting an entire casket.
The problem is we've been seen there recently. We should probably go where no one has seen us before. Do you remember that small clearing of tree that we saw that we avoided? As long as we don't breach the threshold, I don't foresee it being a problem, but it is a easily rememberable location that is within range.
Yes, of course, I do remember this.
All right, then we'll see you there, I guess.
Wonderful. I'll see you there shortly. I'll notify Wilson as well.
Thank you.
Alrighty.
All right. Roll your use magic device, both of you.
I have a 25.
I have a 23.
Both of you are able to successfully cast teleport. Daniel, with you, you are taking the casket of Elias Aman. And both of you are back out into the forest of the Shadow Plane, though with the sound once again filling your ears of the creaking trees and the bustling wind, but somehow it feeling almost more inviting than your previous circumstances, knowing that you are literally hundreds of miles away from whatever pursuer you may have.
Sal, is it weird for me to say that I'm kind of glad to see this place?
No, it's not weird at all. I totally get it, man.
Okay, just wasn't sure if that was,
I can't believe we did that. Successfully, too. I can't believe we did it.
I feel like I just pulled off Ocean's whatever number movie they're doing, and, actually, no, it'd be C's.
You get a message. It's a group message. Hey guys, just realized something. So Celia has informed me that you have a max, you can teleport things with you equal to your maximum carrying capacity.
You have a horse.
I have a horse.
Oh, we're not sacrificing this horse, are we?
Okay.
I mean, we got what we came for. We're no longer on a time crunch. You can cast your whatever voodoo magic spell that's going to resurrect people is. I can just travel back.
That poor horse is going to travel hundreds of miles.
You might need to do that, my guy.
Or alternately, once Celia meets with you, you could teleport to me, and then we could just all plan your shift out of here.
Yeah, we'll figure something out. Sorry about this.
All right. Well, just let me know what you figure out. I'm currently in the woods having a good walk, so just message me.
Okay,
You know
we're gonna stay in that clearing-ish, that area that we went through once and
Oh, the one
decided.
with the spooky tree? I thought that really freaked Sal out.
It's the.
I'd much rather take it than what we were in before.
Fair enough. All right. Well, just let me know what you find. I'm just gonna take a walk through the woods real quick.
Okay, have fun.
Cool.
All right. But moments later, after your message chain is done, Celia also appears directly next to you. Oh, goodness. Congratulations, boys. I wasn't even sure if you were going to succeed.
I wasn't sure we were going to either. There's a problem. I'm not sure if you're aware, but...
Wilson, yes, I'm quite aware.
Okay, just wanted to be sure.
I do have enough casts of teleportation. Those were spare scrolls that I had available. I can teleport us to his location if you wanted to cast Planar Shift. Edgewise, it would take him another week to travel back to us.
Yeah, no, we're not doing that.
Yeah, I like Wilson, even though I don't really talk with anyone but Sal in this group, so like...
Now, with that being said, that does mean we are going back to Kyarlov's estate, and he is...
angry.
irritated and on edge. So, once again, discretion will be key, but for now, yes.
Say your thing.
Okay, thank you, Sal. For now, perhaps, I don't know what the best course of action is, whether we'd attempt to resurrect Elias here, or wait till we're back in the material plane, or...
Wait, why can't you go back to... Can you cast teleportation on Angus?
No, you think I can carry a horse?
No.
Wilson can.
No, he cannot. Are you kidding me? Do you know how thick that boy is? I'm referring to the horse, not Wilson. I'm sorry. May call myself.
Okay. To be fair... okay.
All right, let's do it.
To be fair, Wilson is buff. Let's just be honest about this, but he is not that strong.
Unfortunately.
Let's I guess let's TP to Wilson and let's be very quiet about it.
Planar Shift only takes one standard action to cast, just so you know.
Are we going to be resurrecting Elias before or after?
I would much...
After, because she's not here.
I would much rather...
Rules isn't here. How are we going to resurrect her?
I would much rather resurrect her in a place that doesn't have the potential to kill us at any moment in time.
Yeah, sure.
Maybe
fine.
you should leave the casket behind to take her bones out, guys.
Be a little lighter, at the very least.
Yeah, fine. All
would
right.
it be just bones at this point, or would there be some flesh still
Like
there?
an actual corpse.
It would be an actual corpse.
Okay, I just wanted to be sure.
Mildly rotting.
Oh, wonderful.
Disgusting.
It sounds about. It might be majorly rotting
I
at this
mean,
point.
Do you really need to take it out? You've already teleported with the box once. You
Yeah,
can do
we
it
can do it
again.
again.
Just
Yeah.
do it again.
We can
Let's do it again. Let's do it again.
We can revive her in the box.
Yeah, we don't have to look at that. All right, so Celia does hand Sal a scroll of teleportation. Sal, transfer whatever items that you are carrying to Daniel. You're going to teleport with the box. You're going to teleport with me.
Okay,
Okay.
sounds good.
Here you go, Daniel. And I'll give him all the stuff that he gave me.
I'm gonna grab it and put it in my inventory so I don't lose it.
Wonderful. All right, now, boys, back into the thick of things.
And we're not referring to Wilson this time.
Should I roll, like, to not take psychic damage?
That's if you really want to, but
I
Mohit,
rolled a 3!
it pains you. The bad puns, they hurt. Mohit, please roll your use magic device.
7.
Celia is thankfully waiting to go after you, and unfortunately, as you attempt to cast your spell scroll, the magical aura emanates around it, but then you see as it almost consumes the scroll, but with no effect. So you did not teleport, but the scroll was consumed.
So, sorry about that.
I don't have any more spell scrolls.
Come back here, please.
Give me a moment. Let me figure this out. I can go take one of you, teleport back. That'll be 2 casts. Teleport there. I think it will consume all of my spell slots for the day, but I should be able to teleport each of you individually.
Cool.
Okay, that sounds good then.
Thanks so much. We owe you big time, Celia.
Celia, after an arduous amount of attempts, it takes you a couple of minutes, but eventually all of you do reconvene with Wilson in the forest. And you hear, as there appears to be a search party currently going through, you hear the marching of footsteps and war drums, horns blaring, as it appears people are currently combing through your current location in an attempt to locate whatever intruders may be nearby. But thankfully, the forest is a very large and vast landscape. You should have plenty of time now that you are all once again together. All right. I'm sorry for the inconvenience, guys.
No, it's okay. Also, Celia complimented Angus, so yeah.
Oh, thanks, Celia. I've been he's been
What?
been working with
Finish
him
that
a little bit.
sentence.
What?
You were about to say that you've been breeding.
Well, I mean, I've been working with Angus, keeping his musculature up, making sure he has good diet, plenty of exercise. You know, he's grown a lot since we've been together. He's a big boy. Very proud of Angus.
Can I just direct message Wilson saying she said your horse was thick in a complimentary format? Because Daniel would say it that, like, dryly.
Yep, Daniel, he's pretty big, yeah.
I just felt like you should know.
Oh, thanks. Well, I mean, you know, it's an accurate statement. Anyways, so there are about, 50 soldiers currently combing through the forest for us. I've had to move a couple of times, just an FYI. Thankfully, Celia was able to find my location, and we all stay together, but we should really leave.
Yes. Everyone hold hands, including the box and Angus, and I will get us all out of here.
Wonderful. Thank you.
So,
Similarly to your first experience with a swirl of magic, but this time the tear in the planes of existence, it doesn't seem to exude darkness, but instead light pierces through the depths of your forest, and all of you are transferred back to the material plane.
Okay.
With the refreshing sound of the guild hall, you are back at Snow's Manor,
Hey.
the guild hall for Odd. Oh my goodness. I thought we were gonna die. We could have freezed to death. We could have been found by a giant army. There's a weird dragon lady. She did not seem friendly. I have no idea why she was working with us.
I don't care. I really don't. We got the body back.
We are back safely, and our task has been completed.
Oh, not yet. Well, okay. Everyone else's task is complete. I still gotta make her less dead.
Yes. Quick thing. I'm rich now.
Oh, you are?
Yeah.
What happened to you?
I got gold, boy.
How much gold did you get?
250 gold pieces.
Don't you owe me 10,000 from buying that loot?
No.
It's a down payment.
There's a down payment, of course.
Oh.
Okay, I actually did get something for you, Wilson.
What'd you get, bud?
I got you this sword. It's really expensive sword.
I'll get that appraised. I am a staunch businessman now, I'll have you know, owning apple orchards myself. I will make sure that your full debt is paid off, Sal.
This will probably pay it off. Trust me.
I'll have Tiffany examine this sword
Trust me.
sometime.
Yeah.
But we'll see. Thank you, bud. I really appreciate it. I probably won't use it, but I'll see if I can pawn it off. I'm sorry, I'm more of a glaive man. The reach on top of a horse is kind of important, so I can actually hit people while mounted. But I do appreciate it. You know, I could keep it on myself as a sidearm.
Yeah.
We'll see. Thank you for the gift.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Give it to Snow. She'll be impressed.
You're right. I could give it to her.
See, now my debt's paid off. Okay,
Speaking
I'm good.
of which, and Wilson kind of just looks at an object in his hand, but his thoughts trail off, and he doesn't say anything. Anyways, I guess you guys have business to get to. I think I'm going to run off. I've got some other things that I want to attend to, and it seems like Wilson turns away and is perplexed by some object he's carrying, and he's walking off with it. And it looks like he's also trying to have a conversation with Celia because he seems puzzled or perplexed by something.
Alrighty, Daniel.
Anyways, so yeah, carry on.
Can I roll a perception check to see what Wilson is holding in his hand
Sure.
and asking Wilson?
Absolutely, by all means.
Yeah, before we resurrect her. Hold up. 28.
I rolled a 30 total.
It would appear as if he has a small black box of some sorts.
Wilson's evil. All right, move on.
It seems you can. He's currently attempting to show it to Celia, and he's not being overly discreet about it. And you can pick up some of their conversation. It sounds as if this is a compass, and it fell from the sky as he was walking through the woods.
Cool. Wow. A compass.
Can
I
someone
wonder
take
where
a
it
picture?
points to.
I have absolutely no idea how I'm meant to react.
I hate to say I don't care about Wilson's compass. Wow, I'm so investigative about Wilson's compass. Wow, I wonder where it's going to show us. Okay. I really hope he finds himself or something. Okay.
Thanks, bud. All right. Back to the task at hand after the brief Wilson interruption. He's got a compass, big whoop. Wilson's got tons of compasses.
Before
no
we,
one cares about that.
Before we do it, before we resurrect Elias, I do want to say something, just randomly to Daniel.
Yeah.
All right. Do you or do you not think that Wilson has by far the biggest crush on Snow and that he should ask her out? It's gossip time, boy. All right? We got to settle this now so we're all on the same page here.
My charisma mod is a 1. I can tell there's a crush there.
It's that obvious, huh? Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, that settles that.
Granted, my perception is dumbly high, but yeah.
Okay, cool. And also, before we resurrect Elias, do you like Elias?
Yes?
No, I mean like in a romantic sense.
Oh. Not really? No.
Oh, we all had bets on it. All right, I guess I gotta tell Wilson, Clyde, Snow, Grog. Who else was in the...
Tiffany, Celia.
Celia had a minor stake. The entire guild was like pretty invested in it. I guess we're all wrong, but okay. It's kind of hard to read you sometimes, bud. All right, anyways, let's resurrect her.
Daniel is now incredibly confused at the thought of being part of a ship. He's like, I've been shipped with
The only one who really did it was Crystal. Crystal's too smart for any of us.
It's Crystal.
Yeah.
All right. Making your way over to the casket, which you know or presume to have Elias on. It is where the ring has led you, what has been labeled on the box. You're pretty safe to say. You make your way over there, but as you do, you are currently in the courtyard of the guild hall, but the door of the guild hall swings wide open. You are perplexed to see someone who you did not anticipate exiting, as Draken is exiting your guys' guild hall.
Bye?
Yeah, even Draken was in the bet. I don't know what the whole... Seriously, everyone was in it.
No, I had Dark Guild keep tabs on it. But more importantly,
Hi. Bye? I don't know what you're doing.
No, hello.
Okay.
I have some news.
What?
You've been gone for a little while.
Define little while?
Few weeks.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Apparently time flows different in that realm.
I thought we were gone for like years.
Thankfully not. But a lot can happen in a few weeks.
Indeed.
In fact, a lot happened within the first couple of days of you guys leaving.
Alrighty.
Do tell.
Don't like this idea.
Get to the point. Don't beat around the bush. Literally or metaphorically.
Or
Go ahead.
I will beat you.
Go ahead and check your guys' player menu. Perception check.
24.
As you guys can see, Snow's missing. Not only is she missing, the game doesn't even recognize her. It says that somehow she's disconnected. What?
I guess we're going back there. Alrighty.
What does that mean, missing? Weren't you, supposed to help her out? Weren't you supposed to be there for her? What do you mean she's just gone? No one knows where she is? She's been gone for 3 weeks?
Conveniently here, Draken. You're always snaking behind our backs.
Yeah, how do we know
What did
you
do
didn't,
to her?
dispose of her or something? When last we were in Ereveldum, and she teleported to floor 5, and then no one has seen her since. I even followed up with the person she saw down there. There was Solomon. I even asked Mr. Miata if she saw him. I have done everything I can to attempt to locate her. As far as everything in the game is concerned, she's not in the game.
Oh, maybe she escaped.
Impossible. I heard from her. What do you mean? While we were in the shadow plane, guys, I don't know if you saw, I found this compass. When the compass fell from the sky, I heard Snow's voice.
Okay, so now I'm slightly interested in this compass.
Is it, Draken? Is it possible she's in a different realm?
I mean, it's possible that's why we haven't found her physically, but the game AI, we were still able to see that you guys were playing the game, and it even said you were in the shadow plane. I was able to tell because you guys are on my friend list and everything.
Right.
Because of...
Daniel says right, and then immediately shifts to a very confused look on his face.
I accept it for you, don't worry. I can understand her being lost. I can understand not being able to find her. I cannot understand her game status. Something very wrong is going on.
Okay, well, that's great to know.
Great, we get one person back and now another person's gone. Oh, I don't know about you all, but I am going to find her.
Okay, I'm gonna go revive someone, and then I'm gonna go take a nap, and I'm gonna help you find her.
I'm gonna help Daniel take a nap, and then I'll probably...
Oh, great, I'm glad you guys have your priorities straight. And Wilson hops on Angus and immediately leaves.
Yeah, okay. Well, I guess I'm messaging him.
Sorry, bud. Have fun with the sword!
So, Daniel's gonna turn back to Dragon. So, that was nice.
Welcome back to the land of the living, boys.
Yeah, it was great down there.
Shut up, Draken.
Well, you should mind your tone, sir, because...
You have repeatedly thought that I was going to die at every single point.
No,
and look
no,
at
no,
me.
no,
Look
no,
at
no,
me.
no, no, no.
Look at me. You know who's the guild leader now that Snow's gone? Me. So you should be... No. What?
I have it in writing.
Oh, neat.
Oh, you sly son of a... And next time, we'll find out what happens.
I mean, you all were gone.
Yes.
There was a guild vote.
Yes.
And because there was just some of you missing, there was enough people on the material plane that just said, sure, I can take care of things while she's gone.
Okay, yeah, that's... As long as...
I'm the only person who has any experience running a guild.
Right.
I actually ran a relatively successful guild for quite some time. All right, so after you guys finish up here, I guess some of you may want to search for Snow more, but at the same time, we've already been searching for 2.5 weeks. We've come up with literally nothing. Wilson can knock himself out, but at this point, I think our best bet is that she knows where home is, and as long as she can teleport, she can come back to the guild hall whenever she likes, but we've hit a dead cold trail, as far as I'm concerned.
Wilson
Well,
might...
I'm sure he will be very stubbornly looking for her for quite some time.
Well, that and that compass, and he said he heard her voice. That might be the clue we're missing. Or it could be a complete red herring, and we're just beating ourselves against a stone wall.
I mean, from what I know, the shadow plane, it's the realm of the dead. It can mess with people's minds. Worst case scenario, maybe he heard her voice because she died.
That's entirely possible. I don't entirely know how death works in this game, so I don't know if the person you are closest to
Not
gets to
our-
hear one last thing from you or gets
No
a
way.
gift.
All I know is we're down members.
A bit, yeah.
Breakin',
What?
I need to make something very clear.
Good for you.
Our guild leader, Snow, will
His
never
guild leader.
give up. Okay?
I know.
I
And
think
if
he
we're
knows.
down members, you're going to need someone to help recruit members, because if there's anyone who is getting us out of this game, it is the person who put faith in us when we were nothing, and that's Snow. And so you listen to me right now.
I think that's a great idea.
I'm going to go to the lower levels, okay? And I'm going to find people who actually care about other people who stand for what we stand for, people who are the antithesis of darkness, okay? And we're going to come back, and when Snow's back, and when we're all ready, we will lead an army against this game and take us back out in the real world.
Okay, well, it's a very motivating speech you have there. I think that's a great idea.
Thanks.
Best of luck to you, but for now, I think you guys should get some rest.
I'm gonna go revive the corpse, and then I'm gonna sleep.
All right. So, Daniel, you go over to Elias's body with all of this litany of news. Lots of news.
Lots of news,
Lots
yeah.
of eventful day. Big eventful day. You make your way over to the casket, opening the lid, and you see a stark difference from the version of Elias that you have seen before. Luckily, it is not too grotesque. It seems as if she was consumed mostly whole, and other than damage to her right arm where the bag clamped down on initially, it seems like most of her body is just dehydrated and withered out and is starting to decompose and smell a little. This
Lovely.
is your prize. Congratulations. This is what all of the pain, struggle, and strife is for. Go ahead. You can cast your cleric spell.
Why is this killing you, Daniel?
I think it's because I said that she's his prize and that he knows like everyone's been shipping the two of them, that it's bothering him. I
Oh my goodness gracious.
think it was specifically my wordage.
So Daniel's going to be like, "Oh, great! This is wonderful smell." Okay, well, right. So I am going to. I don't remember. Is it touch?
Were you about to say, is it a
It
kiss?
is a touch. You could kiss her as the
I
touch.
leaned in for a bit just to hear you say
I
it
heard
again.
the kiss.
I heard that too.
I heard the kiss.
It is a touch.
You want to finish that sentence?
You could kiss her as the touch component of the spell if you wanted.
You know what?
Creepy as hell. Don't do it.
Is it?
It's non-consensual since she's kind of dead, so it'd be a
Okay, so
little
you'll-
weird.
It's also necrophilia. So,
Yeah, I was gonna say that's just a little
the
weird.
creepier portion in my
Yeah.
opinion.
So I'm just gonna poke in the cheek.
Consuming the absolutely gigantic diamond that Celia gave you, which is the material component, you see as if the shine of the diamond seems to dissipate. It begins to feel hollow and even turns almost to a fine powder and a dust as it swirls around your hand. And as you touch Elias, you can see it almost lift her out of the coffin, swirling around her with a brilliant amount of energy. But then in juxtaposition to the spell you cast, you see black chains wrapped around her body and more so around the core of her soul, which is manifest in the center of her person. And you see that while your spell attempts to revive her, it is unsuccessful in doing so.
You terrible excuse of a GM.
The Bag of Devouring destroys the victim's body and prevents any form of raising or resurrection that is required a part of a corpse. There is only a 50% chance that a 9th level spell such as Wish, Miracle, or True Resurrection could even attempt to destroy the devoured victim back to life. He had raised dead.
So
It's not a 9th
So you're
level
saying
spell.
Elias is dead.
The soul is still intact within the corpse. It seems though that it is locked away by a foul and powerful magical curse. From what you can ascertain, it is not that it is impossible to bring her back. It is that you do not currently have the means to do so. Her body is decomposing, but it seems as if her soul is still revivable. It would appear as if plans don't always exactly go the way they should. I'm sorry, guys.
It's okay. We can still do it eventually, just not now. One of us will need a more powerful spell.
It seems like we all have a lot of growing to do.
Indeed.
And the rest of the story and the party and group will have to grow and go on in the next season of Sword Art Online Odd, as we are going to be taking a brief hiatus over the summer to continue producing content for all you lovely listeners. But we're going to pick everything back up once again in around about August. We normally take the month of July off, but don't worry, we're still going to be recording, but it's just so that we can produce high quality stuff for you. We'll still be posting things on our social media, and we'll maybe even dabble a little bit with streaming. It depends on how everything goes. But for now, my lovely listeners, I hope you all greatly enjoyed the plot twists and the depth added in this week's episode of Sword Art Online Odd. Until further ado, thank you all for listening. Please do check out our website and all of our social media accounts. You can find our website at missingroleplayerfound.com, and all of our social media is on there. But if you just want to go straight to the social media sites, you can find us on Twitter and Instagram at rolefound. You can also join our Discord as well and chat with us directly and keep up to date with everything we are doing. If you want to support us in other ways, you can go ahead, give us shout outs, share us with all of your friends. That's the way we primarily love to get assistance, just to help us grow and reach more lovely listeners. If you're enjoying the content and you know anyone who you think might enjoy it as well, the summer's a long time. There's a lot of free time to do, so try recommending us to someone you know. Or, if you want it, you could even go onto our Patreon and donate monetarily and help us unlock some goals. You'd have access to secret hidden episodes. There was actually an alternate version of an episode we just recently recorded that you could have access to. We also have things such as merchandise if you want to represent us. Hats, shirts, mugs, the whole 9 yards. And if there's anything you'd like to see, just feel free to reach out to us and we can see what we can do. Thank you to all of the music producers who make these sessions possible. People like Michael Ghelfi and Will Savino. They are the people who make all of the ambiance you heard today. And if you like them, you can go ahead and feel free to check them out. But until then, we'll have to bid you adieu until the next season of Sword Art Online Odd.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye, I'm just the editor.